You ever just stop and feel it? That deep, nagging exhaustion that's more than just being tired? That feeling that the whole daily grind of modern life is becoming just unbearable. It's a feeling that's bubbling up all over the internet, and honestly, in conversations everywhere. So let's get into it. Let's try to figure out what is really going on.
It really kicked off with this one simple, brutally honest question on Reddit. Does anyone else feel modern life is becoming completely unbearable? And wow, did that strike a nerve. This wasn't just some random complaint. It opened the floodgates. Thousands of people jumped in, sharing these deeply personal feelings they probably thought they were alone in having. It's pretty clear this question hits home for a lot of us.
So what were people saying? Well, one of the first things that came up, again and again, was this feeling that everything has become transactional. Every interaction, every relationship feels like it's being measured. What's the value here? What's the utility? It's like genuine human connection is being swapped out for a series of exchanges, and we're left feeling more like, commodities than actual people.
And this one hits hard, doesn't it? The sense that we're all just treading water now. The person who originally posted put it perfectly. Life in general just seems like surviving rather than truly enjoying. It's that slow shift from living a life with purpose and joy to just getting through the day.
And if you think this is just an adult problem, think again. A pediatric emergency physician on that same thread laid it out, blunt as can be. The kids are not all right. We're seeing anxiety, depression, and just pure overwhelm skyrocketing in young people. It's proof that whatever this pressure is, it's hitting the next generation and it's hitting them hard.
Okay, so we've established this collective feeling of just being crushed. But to really get a grip on it, we have to be able to name it. And thankfully, researchers and psychologists have already given us the language to define exactly what so many of us are going through.
First up, burnout. And it's so important to get this right. This isn't just about being tired of your job. No way. It's a deep, profound state of exhaustion from stress that just goes on and on. It leaves you feeling totally empty, cynical, and like you just can't be effective anymore. It's what happens when the demands on you are way bigger than your ability to cope for a long, long time.
Next, we've got something called the attention economy. This is the giant, invisible machine that's always running in the background, especially when we think we're relaxing. When you're scrolling or watching or listening to something, your attention becomes the product. It gets captured, analyzed, and then sold off to the highest bidder. So that free time of yours, it's not free at all. It's actually someone else's 9 to 5.
And finally, there's this fascinating idea, the paradox of choice. We're always told that more options equal more freedom, right? Well, what if that's completely backward? This theory says that having an endless sea of choices, what show to watch, which career to pick, what side hustle to start, doesn't liberate us. It paralyzes us. Instead of feeling empowered, we just end up feeling anxious and totally overwhelmed.
Okay, so we have the names for these feelings. Burnout, the attention economy, the paradox of choice. Now, let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual systems that are creating and reinforcing this sense of overwhelm, day in and day out.
Just think about your daily environment for a second. It doesn't matter if you're walking through Times Square or just scrolling through your social media feed. You are surrounded, absolutely saturated, with messages that are screaming for your focus. We're so used to it, we don't even consciously see it anymore. But this constant battle for our attention has just become normal.
And the sheer scale of this as well, it's pretty mind-blowing. According to digital marketing experts, the average person today is exposed to somewhere between 4,000 and 10,000 ads every single day. Just let that sink in. 10,000 times a day, something is trying to pull your focus away. Is it any wonder we feel so completely drained?
This really lays out the core deal of the attention economy, doesn't it? The very second we clock out from our day jobs, advertisers and tech companies are clocking in. Our leisure time, our relaxation, is the actual raw material that fuels their entire industry. We think it's downtime. They know it's business hours.
So how does the machine actually work? Well, it's a feedback loop that just keeps going. Step 1, you give your attention to a platform. Step 2, every click, like, and share you make generates data. Step 3, that data gets analyzed to build a crazy detailed profile of you. Step 4, your attention is then sold off to advertisers who want to reach exactly you. And finally, you're served super targeted content that's designed to keep you hooked, which starts the whole cycle right back at step 1.
And here's the thing, none of this is an accident. These systems are literally engineered to be addictive. They're designed to tap right into our brain's reward centers, giving us these tiny little hits of dopamine that keep us scrolling, keep us coming back for more. And over time, that can actually desensitize us, making the real world feel kind of dull and leaving us feeling numb and apathetic.
Which brings us right back to that raw human feeling from the original Reddit thread.
A user named The Boopster just cut right to the chase and said, ultimately, we are just wage slaves in the capitalist system. It's all very manipulative and gross. I mean, that's a pretty powerful way to sum up the feeling of being trapped by these huge forces that are just built to extract value from every second of our lives and every ounce of our attention.
Okay, I know. After all of that, it is so easy to feel completely hopeless. But listen, understanding how the system works is the absolute first step toward taking back some control. So in this last part, let's talk about how we can find our foothold and actually respond to these massive forces, both as a society and, just as people trying to get by.
To kind of frame our thinking here, I want to bring up something called the Stockdale paradox. It's named after an admiral who was a prisoner of war for years. And he noticed something incredible. The pure optimists, the guys who keep saying, "Oh, we'll be out by Christmas," they were the ones who died of a broken heart. The people who survived were the ones who could look the brutal, awful reality of their situation straight in the eye, while at the same time never losing faith that they would get out eventually.
So, confronting those brutal facts means we have to look at big, systemic changes. We need to be pushing for things like a shorter work week, so people can actually rest. We have to actively challenge this whole hustle culture that glorifies overwork. And we got to question the myth of the self-made person, which really only makes us feel more isolated. This is all about building a society that actually values our well-being more than our endless productivity.
And while those big fights are happening, we have to keep that faith alive by taking action in our own lives and communities. The Reddit thread was actually full of amazing ideas for this. Like, be a regular at a local coffee shop, intentionally build your community, volunteer. These small acts of real connection are a powerful way to resist the isolation that these systems want us in. And of course, it means setting real, hard boundaries with the technology that's designed to eat up our lives. So I guess that leaves us here. The systems we're up against are huge, and a lot of them profit from keeping us disconnected. But our real power, it's in our ability to connect with each other. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. In a world that seems to thrive on our isolation, what is one small, real way you can build a genuine connection this week?